Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gen X Dad and his Gen Z Teens podcast. I want to talk to you today about something that sounds simple, but has actually become a real challenge in our world, and that is making genuine human connections outside of our phones. Those of us who grew up in Generation X remember a very different reality. If we wanted to talk to someone, we had to walk up to them. If we wanted to spend time together, we knocked on doors, made phone calls to a house line, or just showed up and hoped someone was home. There was no texting first to test the situation, no social media to create the feeling of connection without the substance of it. And let's be honest, it wasn't always comfortable. It took effort. It took nerve. But we didn't have a fallback option in our pocket. We had to engage. Now we live in a world where there is always an easier alternative. If a conversation feels awkward, we can retreat into a screen. If we feel uncertain, we can scroll. If we are bored or disconnected, we can simulate interaction without actually participating in it. But here's the truth. The discomfort we try to avoid is actually the doorway to something much more meaningful. That moment before you walk up to someone, that hesitation, that little voice in your head that starts listing all the things that could go wrong, that is not a sign to stop. That is a sign that you are about to do something that matters. Rejection feels enormous in our minds. We imagine embarrassment. We imagine awkwardness that lingers. But in real life, rejection is usually brief and uneventful. Someone might not respond the way you hoped. They might be distracted. They might simply not be interested. And then life keeps moving. What we tend to overestimate is the downside. What we underestimate is the upside. Because when a real connection happens, it carries weight. A conversation face-to-face has depth. A shared laugh in the same space hits differently. Eye contact, body language, tone of voice, all of it builds something that no message thread can replicate. Those are the moments that stay with us. Those are the interactions that build confidence and form lasting relationships. Think about the most meaningful connections in your life. They are not built on quick exchanges or surface-level interactions. They are built over time through shared experiences and real conversations. And those connections did not happen by accident. Someone chooses to take the first step. That is where courage comes in. Courage is not the absence of nerves. It is the willingness to act in spite of them. It is choosing to walk up and say hello. It is choosing to sit next to someone new. It is choosing to engage when it would be easier to stay within the safe boundaries of a screen. And here's something worth remembering. Most people are feeling the same hesitation. Most people are hoping someone else will go first. When you take that step, you're not just taking a risk. You're opening a door that someone else may have been waiting for. Now, this is not about rejecting technology. It is a part of our lives, and it has value, but it should not replace real connection. It should support it, not become a substitute for it. So the challenge is simple, but not easy. Step outside of the digital world on purpose. Look up more often. Start conversations. Take small social risks. Because years from now, what you will remember will not be the time spent scrolling. You will remember the people, the conversations, the moments where you showed up and something real happened. That is where life actually unfolds. That is where connection lives. And yes, it takes courage, but it is worth it every single time. I want to thank you for listening. This has been the Gen X Dad and his Gen Z Teens podcast. I look forward to talking again next time.